another quick video. My phone's about to die, but I want to make this video and put it out tonight. And I'm going to make this an ongoing series about how, they always trying to blackwash and make mulatto men's history black men's history, when really, and there's a lot of reasons for that, is because they want to use Nat Turner, who was a mulatto, who was a very light-skinned guy, black guy. He wasn't a dark-skinned man. He wasn't a black man. He was a mulatto. They want to make dark-skinned men seem more macho than what they actually were throughout history, and they want to make it seem like light-skinned men, mulatto men, don't have a place in history. Also, the main agenda is to make dark-skinned men into some type of sympathetic figure when they're not. And by doing that, it's but that oftentimes they use light-skinned men who are throughout history who lived their lives as mulatto men, and in the movies they'll make them much darker than what they actually were. And I'm going to show you an article, which I already did something similar to this, of describing him, Nat Turner, as being a mulatto and being a very light brown complected man. But let's keep going.
Finding out that after they killed Nat Turner, they ate him. The slave catchers, they ate him. And how most people didn't know that. And
a lot of this stuff is not real, but yes, that is true. They did used to eat men of color because they believe it gave them, they know that the men of color here in America, we have a lot of spiritual energy within us, and they feel like if they ate us, it gave them some type of superpower. They often do that in the KKK rallies too, where basically they will burn men of color and siphon the energy that they have when they burned and all type of shit. And allegedly, that's what was going on. And it's really basically like a witchcraft circle. But yes, it is a real thing. And like I said, Nat Turner was not a black man. He was a light-skinned mulatto guy. Alright? But the reason they want to do that is because they want to turn him into a dark-skinned guy and make him some type of sympathetic figure. That's why a lot of dark-skinned dudes, they love that sympathetic, they love to be the victim. Because, like I said, that's how they get resources and guilt trip other groups of people out of things. And it's not just their fault. They also want the black man to be a victim, because, especially the darker black man, because they know that he's going to get slaughtered very soon anyway by the Most High. So, if you keep spoiling somebody and getting them to believe they're a victim and they're doing evil, it's going to make them continue to keep doing what they're doing. And they know that they got a very brutal punishment coming from somebody that's going to be visiting the earth very soon. But yes, they did eat a lot of them.
They didn't know that there were more plantations than just the cotton and the tobacco plantations. There were also breeding plantations and all this other stuff that most people don't know because they didn't learn it in school.
Well, the shit they teach us in school is not even real history. It's just some bullshit that they made up. Like, they don't even teach real, authentic history. Shit that actually happened. They lie about all type of stuff. Half the stuff in school is just some shit they made up. Alright. But, yeah.
And here's my thing with all of that, right? How do you expect the descendants of the very people who committed these heinous acts to teach you the real? Why would they do that? Better yet, why are we expecting our oppressors to teach us about our history?
Well, I agree with that for sure. It's definitely up to light-skinned men to do your own research about mulatto history and about your history, because this is not black men's history or black people's history. This is the light-skinned black man's history that they're hiding from them. You are being lied to. Alright? You are being... They are the ones... You're the ones who's in the Truman Show. It's not these other groups of men. Alright? You are the fucking Truman. All this shit is told in reverse. You are the fucking Truman. And on top of that, I agree with what she's saying. You can't allow other groups of people to be honest with you. They're always going to lie to light-skinned guys. They're going to lie about your history. Make it seem like you ain't got none. You just was on the earth. Y'all just popped up on the earth 200 years ago. And really, y'all been on the fucking earth for thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking years. They're gonna tell y'all all this bullshit. That's just lies. All right, but it's what she's saying is true right there. Another thing, this whole oppressor mindset, like the reason why they want to make it seem like, first off, we have to move past that oppressor mindset. Even though that is what's going on with light skinned guys, um, we have to carry ourselves like kings, and we can't be a victim and a king at the same time. All right, but hold on. Like I said, Nat Turner looked nothing like this. All right, he didn't.
Craze on social media right now talking about they ate Nat Turner. They ate Nat Turner. Okay, let's do some overstanding real quick. You know how some people like us are born blue or green and then the rest of it fills in with this rust color?
I really don't want to hear this dude talk. Nat Turner don't like you, but Nat Turner, yes, he's gonna talk. I think he's talking about the Smurf stuff. Like that is true. They use men of color. Like when you see certain cartoon characters of like Avatar. Have you seen the movie Avatar? The avatars, the movie Avatar, the blue people, the blue tall lanky people, that represents men of color in America before the flood happened in the Bible. All right. Um, they always use blue skin to depict men of color or green skin, like in Dragon Ball Z. They'll make Piccolo green because he represents a person of color. I shouldn't say a black man, a person of color, meaning a Negro. All right, light Negro or dark Negro. But that is true. They do use, like, you ever heard somebody describe people of color as being green skin or blue skin, or even a dark skinned person? They'll say that you're not blue, you're not black, your ass is blue, blue black. You know, because they use that for men of color. All right, that is a very real thing. But they always want to paint dark skinned men as these macho guys or these sympathetic figures, or these dudes who are more warlike or more alpha like than what they actually are. All right, but these dudes was light skinned dudes in history, and I'm gonna prove that to you real quick. Like I said, my phone is about to die. I'm gonna make this an ongoing series about Nat Turner and just in general how they paint these dudes, these light skinned dudes, as dark or white or Caucasian, to basically give them an ego boost. But every time I push this link, it always pops up and fucks up. It's like so many pop ups. So I'm gonna just read this small little piece right here on Google. It says, but in historical records, he was described as being a mulatto, a man of mixed race whose complexion was probably much lighter than Parker's. Yes, because they always got to blackwash or make these men more darker than what they actually were. All right, dark skinned men didn't stand up to slavery like that. Some did, but the vast majority of them didn't. It was mostly light skinned dudes who was leading that stuff, who had the balls and the courage to stand up. All right, it's just in our spirit to do that, but they kind of rocked light skinned men to sleep, and started our confidence as men, using women, using black women, using all these groups of men to constantly speak down on us. But we really have a warrior like spirit. The greatest warrior that ever walked this earth was a light skinned black man. All right. So I know somebody told me about to make the King David stuff. I'm gonna make the King David stuff, when I get some time. I'm gonna do it soon and post that video about King David, which I kind of already went over it a little bit. But yeah, that's true. As you can see, he's described as being a mulatto, which is stuff that they hide, and it's really hard to find a lot of this shit. But yes, they did leave Nat Turner hanging and beheaded and skinned. They used to do that to light skinned dudes a lot. Like I think I read somewhere that Bartholomew, was it Bartholomew? Who was I heard somebody say he was a light skinned dude. I gotta do my research on that. But yes, they took him and back in the days, and they did the same thing to him. They skinned him and put his fucking hand. They skinned him while he was alive and put his fucking skin in his hand. And a lot of people think that's his. That's like a blanket or something in his hand. And the statue, that's not a blanket. That's his skin, his flesh in his hand. They skinned him while he was alive. I know that's gruesome and nasty. Then they beheaded him. All right, but yes, that's true. See all this pop-ups, you can't even win an enter on this website. But my phone's getting ready to die. I just want to put that out of there because it was a trending on TikTok again. like I said earlier, each one teach one. Tell a friend. All right. So I'm out.